Yeah.
explosion. Sorry. And
I mean, I thought it was really cool because in a lot of these games, we just saw it bouncing back and forth. Like, in 2 of the games, maybe I guess all
it was like
3 kind of, we saw aggression in both bases at the same time pretty early on. Like, with the Stargate in game 3, and then in game 1 and 2 with the Warp Prism versus the Mind Drop, we saw aggression on both sides, at the same time pretty early on. And that was really interesting because it really puts the player's crisis management to the test, because you're trying to get damage done at the same time as trying to minimize the damage
on your side.
So
right?
It's really, I mean, I've been in those situations, and it's like, it's really stressful, and it's such a good indicator of like a player's ability to multitask and handle these types of situations. Like, you really see how these players are experienced with those types of situations when you see something like that, because there's just no way you can possibly handle everything perfectly. You just have to do the best that you can, and like, find ways to prioritize a certain spot at a certain time when it's most important. Like, we saw Pili kind of prioritizing that aggression in game 1 on Mech Depot, and it really paid off. Then he kind of did the same thing in game 2, and it did not pay off at all.
Right? Like, it did it all right. It was just the fact that Masa was able to almost realize that he needed to do something. Like, Pili's gonna come at me, right?
Yeah, you're right. It might have been a little bit of an exaggeration to say it didn't pay off at all.
I remember Masa lost a bunch of SCVs in both of those games.
Right, he did, but he did about the same amount of damage in game 2. Yeah, right. He wasn't really behind. I think we are not going to go to a break, though, and going to go straight to our 3rd series of the night, which is Puck versus Suppy, which we told you before was the 2nd series. But
we lied.
We've made it here eventually.
Gotcha. I know, right? Yeah, so that we're waiting, I know there were some people in the chat that were asking, yo, are you guys going to cover Puck's games? Yes, we were. We just had to get them both together at the same time, and we got them here. So right after this, well, not going to a break, so it's just actually right after this loading screen is basically what it'll be. So as soon as they're ready, we will jump into it. So what are your thoughts? We were talking a little bit about it before we went to that last break, right? More so about Suppy. But what about your thoughts on Puck?
Puck is a really interesting player because he's been around this level for a couple of years now, where he's always been a really big threat to take down, every player. We saw him take, I think he like 3-0'd Scarlet in WCS Challenger like a season or 2 ago. So he's a threat to anyone in North America. And I know, having talked to him, like he's glad to take on Neeb. Like, he obviously doesn't do, doesn't have a winning record against Neeb or anything.
Hey, he's actually the only person to take a game off of Neeb.
He'll hold his ground. He'll take games. He'll take series every once in a long while. And, he's not afraid of anybody in North America.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So it's kind of like Pili in that way, where he can take out those elite players from time to time, but it's a very, very different play style. Completely different. I mean, Puck is like a super micro base player. Like, he relies heavily on his control, especially of Stalkers and Disruptors, of course, which he is most known for. And I know, I don't mean to kind of pick sides here or anything, but like, people talk about M. Canning's Disruptors. Like, when I play, like, M. Canning is good at using Disruptors. Don't get me wrong. He's really good. But the way that Puck plays, like, you cannot do that if you are not Puck. Like,
if you're not Puck,
I see people try to play like Puck,
and it's just
so bad. Like,
it's not I guess we should introduce him, but I know, I want to keep on going on that. But in the bottom right hand corner, the man, the myth, the legend, it is Root Gaming's Puck.
Right. And in the top left, as the Red Zerg, it is Sloth Esports Suppy. So I guess we'll get back into we'll get back into talking about Puck style, because I actually think this is really interesting. Which is that, like, so as I was saying, it's like he plays this way, predominantly Stalker Disruptor, at least against Terran, and I know he likes the style against Zerg, but it's not really quite as possible against like Hydroling Bane, which is really popular right now. It'll be interesting to see if he still tries to go for those Disruptors, even with kind of the overwhelming odds that it may face.
Yeah, it's just not as it's not like going against like Ravager.
But he's so good at it that it's just like, it just feels like it's a completely different game when you're playing against him doing that style compared to other players. Like, I've played against you know, there are like Stalker Disruptor is one of the styles that I think a lot of people wish they could play and like wish it was popular because it's a fun style to play.
It's a
like,
fun,
there's a lot of micro, but like I remember I tried this when I played Pro DOS once, and it was just I was just like
blowing up your own
does
stalkers
this ever
like,
work?
Yeah,
I mean it's not even that. It's not even like the, you know, there's the obvious difficulty, but then there's like the nuance beyond it, which is just all the stuff that you need to do right to even make it competitive
to that
at
stage.
all. Like, you just like, it's not even just the simple, you know, the engagement micro. It's like knowing how to position your units, knowing when you need to attack and when you need to defend. Because the reality is, Stalker Disruptor is not actually a defensive composition. You need to be constantly getting value out of those disruptors, because what you want to do is just constantly engage and back off and prevent your opponent from ever like taking a big engage. You just kind of want to like pick away at their army with those disruptors,
and then eventually you blink
and then eventually you win. Right, exactly. When you haven't, exactly. So it's really interesting. But Puck in this game is actually going to start off with the Stargate. He's made a couple adepts to kind of wander around the map early on, as we normally see, but it is going to be a Stargate, going for that Oracle first. We still, of course, could see the disruptors this game.
Exactly. Like, it could transition. Like, he puts on a Twilight and a Robo. But I've wondered, because I haven't been able to watch too much of Puck's ZVP lately. So I'm intrigued to see what style he's going to adopt, because I think a lot of Protoss players were struggling with the Ling Hydra Bane and still are. We've even seen like Colossi show their face sometimes, or even like the triple Stargate with the Oracles, like all these different styles that are just ways of Protoss trying to figure this out without trying to do the same Immortal Adept or Immortal Charge Lot Archon styles or anything like that. So
yeah, I think a lot of Protoss players, you know, have been kind of, as you said, just looking for that answer. You know, we see, as you said, the Immortal Charge Lot Archon a lot, but I still feel like my sense is still that Protosses don't really feel like they figured out this matchup. I don't know if that's true, but that's the impression I get, is people feel like playing that standard game against Ling Hydra Bane, they feel like they are unfavored.
So, like, yeah, exactly. Like, so it's like you have to be better.
Right. There's either like you either have to be really confident in your execution, or you have to do kind of something to get that edge. And I think a lot of people are kind of unsure of what that is for them.
There's that Puck micro using the Oracle. In addition, I don't know what that Void Ray was doing, but he might have killed an Overlord. Oracles are really good against Lings, of course, but the Adepts usually are when they have that Resonating Glaives, but that's just too many Lings.
Yeah, and, a couple Adepts do fall, but it's not too big a deal. I mean, he did manage to kill several Lings.
Get the third base on the way.
Right, yeah. I think this is just kind of what it's for, so you can establish this third base while keeping a presence on the map. He is making another Oracle, so he's gonna... Oh, he's actually adding a second Stargate. Yeah, this is gonna be really interesting. This is not something I've seen Puck do a lot. Of course, I'm not nearly as familiar with this PVZ as I am with this PVT.
PVT, true.
But this is not something I'm aware of him playing. He doesn't really seem like, the Sky Toss kind of player. But, oh my god, is he gonna be Mass Oracle?
I'm wondering. Usually you see it with 3 Stargates, but I think it's when the third base gets established, right?
Right.
So,
this really,
look at how fast he's taking the gases.
Doesn't seem like a Puck build. So I'm
really
interested.
He's lost too.
I'm really
interested. Too much Scarlet play Protoss, because this is what Scarlet was doing to Suppy in this same tournament. So we'll see if he drops down that other Stargate, but no. This is
2 Robos. What is going on? I have no idea what this is. It's like the fake Mass Oracle.
So then he makes Hydras to deal with it, and then I make double Immortal, which aren't that great against Hydras,
or Colossi.
If he goes into Colossus, I would love that, to be honest, though.
That is a Puck unit. Like, that's a unit that he does use more than the average player, even against Terran. He really doesn't like Phoenix Adept against Terran. Like, I mean, he'll play it, but he's not very comfortable.
It's not his style.
So I feel like Stargate in general is just not something he likes. Like, he'll throw in a Stargate opening to kind of like throw people off, but he doesn't really I wouldn't call him a Stargate player.
Right? I know what you mean.
But he is playing doubles, and he's got 3 Robos now.
What?
I don't know what the heck this is. What is this?
He drops on a Robo Bay.
I mean, he can't afford 3 Robo Colossus or whatever, so it's got to be Immortals, right? It has to be. But I was
wondering how he was going to go into this, because I
mean, Immortals
he's going to have a low amount of ground army for a long period of time. Like, his ground army is going to be pretty weak. So
he does have 3 gateways over at the third. I don't know. This is really weird. I don't understand the style at all, but it's really intriguing.
We'll see. Yeah, I'm just a little bit curious about, because when you go against this style, against what that Puck is doing, like if you're Suppy, you're usually going to be going for Hydra Ling anyway, right?
Right.
Some people will transition into Spire, which is even better against Robo build too. So
sure.
I'm wondering if he just feels like, you know, the brute force of the Immortals and the shield.
Yeah, we've got a lot of stasis traps going down everywhere. He is not preserving this Oracle energy for fighting Hydras. Going for the stasis traps instead. I don't know.
I'm curious. I like the stasis ones, though, yo.
I think he can defend this fourth. I think
he has to do it with the stasis. Like, he's gonna.
Yeah, he will have to get good stasis. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, but what if Suppy doesn't care about that?
I don't think he can attack up this ramp. I don't think that's possible. There are 3 sentries. There's just no way. If he loses half the Hydras, he loses all of them, because then the Oracles come in and they just all die. Like, he can't bring the Oracles in at the start, but if he kills some of them...
Once a few of them die, yeah.
Right. And he is... I mean, Suppy really wants to go for it, but there are 5 Immortals, 6 Immortals here. This is really interesting. Ooh, a huge stasis. And I think that might be what Puck needed.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how else he was going to be able to defend this.
Yo, well,
we've got plenty more stasises and overcharges as well. Puck actually throwing out a couple more on the left to like kind of protect this armor. This is really interesting. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out.
Yeah, he needs to block off those Hydras, but he doesn't have enough force fields, maybe?
Yeah, these Hydras are going to mostly go down. All the Oracles are still ready, and nice stasis is going off. Puck bringing in the Oracle Pulsar beams, and it looks like he's going to be able to rip through these Hydras at the cost of a lot of Oracles, so he is going to take... Oh, and actually, Suppy does just barely manage to push him out. I really looked like the fight was going Puck's way for a moment. He's got 4 more Immortals up here on the high ground.
So many Immortals. I've never seen this many Immortals being made at a time, for this period of time, too.
Right. And he is actually just going to have to forfeit the 4th base, it looks like. And I think that is, like... I mean, I'm not going to say that's game, but that's really not what he wanted here. He committed pretty heavily to defending this base. And
Suppy's been taking other bases. He has... I think he's a 4th base. I didn't see him take a 5th, so...
So here's the question: is like, how many Immortals is too many? Because I don't know the answer to that. Like, usually this is not a problem, because usually you have 2 Robos and it's like, okay, like as many Immortals as I can get, I'll take.
And you'll have like Archons being made as well.
Right. There comes to a point where like,
is this too many?
These Immortals are just not able to.
They'll never die though.
I don't know.
I don't know if it works that way.
There is too many, I think.
Yeah. I mean, they start to not be able to all shoot at the same time, especially if you're in a choke.
But I mean, then you think about the fact that, you know, what do you make against all these Immortals, and you want more Lings. And if you go for more Lings, you know, more of the Immortals will be able to shoot because they'll be surrounded, theoretically.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is just so strange. I don't get it.
I don't know. Immortals are pretty good, but I mean...
Puck doing a good job of splitting his army here.
Yeah, this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. I don't
know. There's literally a full army of Immortals.
Can we step back and realize how silly this is? But we're gonna find out if there's ever too many Immortals, or maybe Protoss players don't make enough Immortals, Nick.
maybe that's it. Maybe Puck has found the secret.
But he is gonna be able to start spending his minerals. He's getting charged.
Right, he is getting charged. Yeah, he really need. I mean, if he throws like 10 Zealots in here against these Hydras, there are no Banelings.
But Suppy's transitioning into Aspire, so
right.
He's kind of caught on.
Yeah, Suppy's strong count is so-so, 67, which is not overwhelming. I mean, it's a lot, but it's not so many that, you know, he'll eventually overwhelm this. I think Puck is like stable here. But
he needs that 4th base for sure. Next? He needs that 4th base. Like, even if he is able to obliterate this army, a muted transition, which Suppy is going to be going for, is going to be pretty.
But I mean,
deadly.
he has to see
triple
this coming.
Stargate. Oh, he has double Stargate though.
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if that's the trick, is you actually are
mutas.
Completely fine with your opponent going mutas. I don't know.
Crazy.
This is nuts. I've never seen anything like this.
I'm pretty excited about it, but oh man, Puck is going for +2. It's going to be done soon, but Suppy's already on +2 and going for +1 melee.
Does he have Storm? No.
He's going for it. He's about halfway done.
I feel like Puck actually wants to fight. Like, I actually think if he gets all of these Immortals firing at the same time, like, these Hydras are just gonna get shredded. But it's really all about the positioning. Oh, look at Puck. This base on the bottom.
Bottom left. Yeah, or the bottom center, rather.
Yeah,
and Suppy's trying to take the base.
Oh, he's gonna find it. Well, he's gonna find it with a Muta. And that's gonna be
taking a shine to that drone.
But it's okay. So here's the question.
Puck knows about the mutas now.
Right.
Hey.
So this is all just about the mutas at this point. If the mutas get enough done, this will be really bad for Puck. Because there's nothing he can.
There's no blink.
There's nothing. There's nothing.
There's literally nothing. Oh my god.
He's not even using his Stargates. So I guess
he's in shock.
The answer is not. He just uses the Stargates.
I guess not.
Which is weird, because I feel like that would be the answer.
Yeah.
I feel like
once there's enough mutas out, it's going to be really tough to deal with them. So if it was a triple Stargate and he can get them 3 out at a time, it might have been a little bit easier. But now Suppy's just going to jump on top of the pylons. Oh my god.
Puck is countering? I don't know how I feel about this.
No, I think this is just going to go how you expect it to go.
It's not going to go very well.
In a way that, the Immortals and Sentries and such, they might be able to take out some of these structures of Suppy, but eventually I just don't think that they're going to be able to
he thinned the muta count a little, but Suppy is just still making them. They're 18 out already and more in production.
And he's trading out as best as he can so we can make even more.
2 Archons. I don't think that's enough.
No.
I mean, Suppy's economy is going to be gone. It's really just going to come down to whether he can kill all the mutas, which I don't think is.
I don't think he can. Not with Blink. He does have the plus.
Oh, he has a bunch of Immortals at home now. I thought he had his whole army at the front.
Oh no, but they're going to get taken out for free.
I don't like this at all. I feel like he had to commit with his whole army if he's going to do it.
He got blindsided by the mutas. He didn't expect them to come at the time that they did. Maybe thinking Suppy was going to be a little bit too stubborn and just stay on Hydra Bane. Like
maybe he maybe he has some sort of internal idea and like he thought that there were enough Hydras that it was just not going to be possible. But Zerg can text switch so quickly that I feel like that's just not something that I would ever think. You know, there's no such thing as so many Hydras that you can't make other stuff because Zerg can just suddenly change.
Well, I think we realized that maybe it was too many Immortals.
I don't think so much. So I feel like he had. I mean, there was a point where he was at like 170 supply, and his opponent was just starting to make mutas. And if he realized, before he took losses from the mutas, I think it would have been okay because I feel like he has the 2 Stargates. He can get Blink. I mean, you can just put all of your resources at that point into dealing with the mutas.
Oh my god,
that's okay.
The last. Wait, that wasn't the last building.
Building is the pylon on the right.
Uh-oh. Ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, that's it. It's an elimination race, and that's it.
The pylon.
There's only 1 hatchery for Suppy.
Pylon, the pylon.
That was crazy.
By me
I've never seen anything like that.
GG. That was ridiculous. What the hell did we just watch, man? That was crazy.
Jeez.
Okay, well, that was a very interesting game, I must say. But I don't know. I think when you're going into triple robo, you have to assume that eventually mutas are going to come into play. Or
so that's what I was thinking. Is like, there's no way that it is not obvious to every Zerg player that when you see this, the response is to make mutas. So I had to assume that Puck was like 1 step ahead. That like he's like, okay, I know you're going to make mutas to counter this, so I'm gonna have the counter to that ready. But he didn't look like he even had it on his mind. I mean, he didn't start making Phoenixes when he saw the mutas. He didn't have Blink ready. He didn't have any significant number of Archons. He had like 2.
And the cannon started as soon as that muta flew over his Nexus too. So
I mean, I feel like
maybe he just didn't think it was gonna be dead.
Okay.
He was waiting for an engage, like a tech switch after the engagement, not during.
That could have been it.
Many things.
Interesting.
But definitely something to wrap your head around, guys. If this sparks something in you and you have like the answer, make a Reddit post and make some Team Liquid strategy videos.
I like it though. I really thought that was interesting. Like
I do. Oh,
what? What?
Oh snap! Okay, I thought he was actually gonna go as Terran there.
Yeah, me too.
He did say go. He did say go.
Puck said go when his race was Terran, but we are gonna have Puck playing Protoss here. Wow. Man, I really liked that game because I really feel like that had potential.
Yeah.
And I feel like Puck was playing that really well up to the point. There was that one engage when he tried to defend his 4th the first time that I felt like should have gone his way, but it didn't. Like I feel like I was expecting that to go his way, and I think he was too. And he was kind of thrown off.
Stasis ward
right?
Too.
Yeah,
those
were. So, he was in an okay spot, but it was just like a couple little mistakes that led him to him losing that fight.
Whew, that was refreshing. I must say, that was cool. Let's see how this game goes, though. We're gonna go to Mech Depot, ladies and gentlemen, and in the bottom left-hand corner, representing Sloth Esports Club, it is our red Zerg player, Conan Suppy Lou. Oh, Suppy's not going. No.
Yeah, I'm a little sad too. In the top right-hand corner, as the blue Protoss for Root Gaming, it is Puck. Man, there's no way he's gonna do that again.
No,
but I really
right?
want him to do that again because I want to
like,
see that work. Because I feel like he could. I feel like there's potential here. I mean, if you think about it, it's like people realized that there actually is no ground counter to Immortals. It's like the only counter is when it just means you don't have enough Immortals.
Don't have enough, yeah.
Like if you're losing your Immortals to Ling Hydra, it's because you don't have enough Immortals.
You just don't have enough Immortals, clearly. Because Link should never get a surround on your Immortals because there should be too many Immortals that they never get surrounded. Exactly.
It's just not possible. It's crazy. I mean, it's ridiculous to think about, but it makes some sense. Like there is,
because it's so
the way that he used those Immortals.
2 Cs too, like
the way he used those Immortals, it just looked like there was no way that ground forces could ever break through unless Puck miscontrolled. And by the way, I would just like to give him a lot of credit for splitting up his Immortals into 2 groups and managing to not lose on the top and the bottom too. Right? Like that's really hard. Like it's really easy to miscalculate and just lose one whole group of Immortals, and then it's all over. Like there's no way. Like you have to keep both groups of Immortals, and you have to micro correctly and not lose either group at any time. And he did that really well.
It just was. I mean, it really was the mutas that
that was it.
Like it wasn't even like the engagement. Yeah, I think like the engagements were really cool from Puck.
Yeah, like a minute before the mutas came out, there was like this point where Puck like kind of converged on the Hydras and forced all the Hydras back.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, like Puck has reached the point where like Hydras are no longer the answer. Like,
but then
so that's the point where he has to go mutas, and he did. But Puck was just not quite ready.
Nope.
That was really disappointing because I felt like he had to have it on his mind. So I don't know. Anyway, he's going for the Stargate once again. So it's not impossible.
It's not. I mean, if at first
the dream is alive, I'd really like to see this again.
All right. Well, let's see what Suppy's going to be going for. He's holds completely out of gas actually. So
yeah,
I remember Suppy was a player that would love to go for Overlord speed.
Overlord speed, yeah.
Yeah, like every time.
Yeah, so. Puck is gonna get an Overlord here, so that's kind of nice for him.
Bet it wishes had. Bet it wishes had. Yeah, bet it wishes.
Bet he wishes it had Overlord speed now. Yeah. We got a second gateway at the front, so this is actually so far the exact same opening.
Okay, yeah, but we'll see what the transition actually is, and the thing that kind of allowed us to see the tech transition was that he took those gases like really, really fast.
Right.
He didn't have like nearly any saturation at his third base, and
yeah. So one thing that was also interesting to me about that was the Oracle. So he had about like 8 Oracles or so before he, committed fully to Immortal production. And I wonder what's deciding that? Why is 8 Oracles the number or whatever number it is? Like, why don't you go up to 15? Why don't you only make 2? What are those Oracles?
Like when do you actually transition? Yeah. How many Oracles is too many? And
it was clear that the Stasises and the Oracles were necessary to deal with the first wave of Hydras.
Right.
But I mean, maybe if you don't make them, you get your Immortal production going earlier. Maybe it doesn't have to work like that. I don't know. I wonder why he does it that way. Because there's definitely a reason. Like he's definitely
sure. Yeah, Puck is a smart player in that way, where he'll like calculate those kind of things. And I don't know. Maybe he was just trying something new. But I wonder if he's been doing that on the ladder a bit just to try to see what would happen.
Yeah.
And
I've never seen it. That's for sure.
I'll agree myself.
Ooh.
Oh, that Oracle gets away with 7 HP. Yeah, but he's going for a very interesting style.
And it's going to be DT Robo behind this. This is really interesting. So it's going to be...
with the Forge really early, too, is what intrigues me at the same time.
I feel like this might be some sort of charge lot Archon attack. He's throwing down 3 more gates. I feel like we're going to see charge after the first round of DTs.
Yep.
I think that's what it's going to be.
No,
I'm not sure if it's going to be a 2-base all-in or if it's just going to be like charge lot Archon with a 3rd base. He did send a probe over there, so maybe it's going to be a 3rd. I'd like to see like a 2-base charge lot Archon all-in, though. That'd be fun.
That would totally catch Suppy off guard too, though.
Yeah, that doesn't
rush out these Hydras.
That doesn't seem like a Puck build. Yeah.
Yeah, getting that 3rd base is going to at least give him a safe way to fall back if it doesn't go his way. But there's already detection here for Suppy. But I don't know if the DTs are really gonna do too much. So maybe he still could do the Archon drops.
Right, exactly. It's not necessarily about the detection. You know, that's not.
Yeah.
He's not hoping to catch his opponent completely off guard. I mean, yeah, that'd be great if you just instantly won the game, but that doesn't usually happen. No. But I think he's okay with that. He's actually warping in 5 DTs. Is there a second prism somewhere? Or is that a mistake?
It might have been a mistake there.
Or maybe he sends the DT to the 3rd while he sends the Archon drop in the main or something. That's possible. That's reasonable.
But Archon drops are really nice to do before the Hydras do come out. So this is the perfect time to be doing it. He just has to be very careful that the Hydras don't pop out. Yeah. If he gets caught.
This is pretty early Hydras. I feel like this is earlier than normal, but I also don't play this matchup.
Well, I mean, usually you'll see the Baneling nest get put down.
Right. Yeah, we've only got single Evo as well.
Yep. And I don't even know if he went for...
Oh, this Archon is like trapped in the natural.
Oh.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, that's not going to get out.
No, it's not. Oh, he's warping in Zealots. Does he have charge?
He does not have charge, and he doesn't even have it researching at all.
No.
So
he's got 5 Zealots. Okay, he's these Zealots are like, wait, we don't actually want to be here.
I wonder if
like, we were just kidding, man.
Joking. It was a prank, bro. It was a prank.
Yeah, it was a prank.
He just bounced out. I think he.
All right. Well, they do get out, and he doesn't have charge going.
Nope.
Wow.
It might have been an oversight, or maybe that 50T screwed him over, and he was supposed to get charged.
Right.
But I mean, he would have already had the Twilight out, so.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't forget because he would know by now. Like he would notice.
He would start it right now, right? So.
He would have noticed by now if he like genuinely forgot it.
It's a pretty cheap upgrade nowadays, though. You know.
Yeah, it's 100.
Yeah.
Man, this is crazy. I feel like this whole series is just us trying to figure out what on earth Puck is doing, and I don't know if this is just like I don't feel like this is just because I don't play this matchup.
No. Because, I mean, usually you can at least figure it out.
I feel like usually my PVZ analysis is, like, somewhat existent.
Yeah.
Like, I know something about what's going on. In this series, I just feel like I have no idea what's going on.
I have no idea. No, I'm the same way right now, where it's just...
All right, well, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No, it's okay, man. We'll go down together. It's all good. Yeah. I'm sure there's someone in the Twitch chat that's like, the Bronze League casters don't even know.
But... I mean, this reminds me, there was this one game that I saw where at a WCS where a caster, there was a proxy Jurax Marine in a TVZ, and the caster thought he was trying to proxy Reaper and he forgot gas. But it was like, this is like a build. Like, this is a build that everybody in Korea does it, really. It's not very popular in the foreign scene. But, you know, the proxy Jurax build that everybody in Korea does all the time.
Yep.
And this caster was like, you know, I think that he forgot his gas, and he's just making Marines now because he meant to go proxy Reaper, but he forgot his gas. But it's like, no, that's not possible. I feel like that's us right now.
Yeah, that's like, basically what's going on. Good storms though. From
like someone's like, have you really never seen the film?
You've never seen the double Stargate into triple Robo with Mass Immortal? I don't know. Yeah, it looks like it. Getting a good wraparound. Hydras are usually able to clean up the rest of the army. No charge loss to try to at least take those Banelings to the face. Or even get on top of the Hydras. It's just not enough here for Puck.
Yeah, Hydras plowing through. There's just way too many Hydras here at this point. And he never got charged, but he made so many Zealots.
A lot of them, yeah. You'd think they were changelings.
I mean, it's not a mistake. Like, it's not an accident.
It's not. Nope.
There's no way.
I have no idea what you're talking about. GG.
What just happens? GG. Suppy takes the series too. My boy. I'm torn because Puck is a good friend of mine as well. But Suppy's my teammate, so I've got to support him.
True. Woo. Yeah, that was a bit confusing.
They both immediately logged off.
Just like,
I'm not even joking. They're both offline at already.
The same time. Yeah. All right. Well then. Hot damn. I mean, that was an interesting series. Suppy's going to take it 2-0 with a very,
I'm ready for the angry tweets, man, telling me what I was missing because I had no clue what was going on and I felt like I should, but
it's all good. I think it was a bit of experimentation, to be honest, though. Like, at least seeing like what would happen. But yeah, the second game did confuse me a little bit of what the goal. But Suppy going in, Hydraling Bane, been like the bane of Protoss existence for a while, trying to figure out how to deal with it.
Yeah.
So, but yo, man, thanks for coming on though. For those that don't know, Fair Dragon was not able to make it through. So Fair Dragon 2.0. No, I meant to say Nick, aka Poke Bunny, was able to fill in, and we do appreciate that, my brother. Indeed.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. I did also cast the LAN qualifier, which of course didn't have quite as many high-profile players, but it was a lot of fun as well. So I'm happy to get another chance to be here with you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the games.
Hell yeah. And you will be at DreamHack Montreal, as you were saying.
For sure.
So we'll see you this weekend. I'll be going too, so should be a good time. I'm actually very excited for it because it's going to be more like it's an open bracket as opposed to just an invite.
It's going to feel like more like a community event this time around.
Exactly. Yep.
Instead of just a premier tournament. I think that's one of the really most awesome things that they did with WCS this year is having them all have open brackets. Like that's awesome because it really just it turns the events from like, you know, there are these big weekend tournaments and we love them. You know, WCS last year was awesome. Like it was a lot of fun. But when you have that big open bracket, it turns it into a big community event too, where like, you know, you have all the players there, you have you know, everybody who's anybody will make it there because it's like it's like a networking event. It's like, you know, you meet people, you get to watch all the games, you get to be there firsthand when the players, you know, in the open bracket have these great victories and these agonizing defeats. I mean, I can tell you like even just watching some of my teammates last year and from my own experience, of course. But, you know, some other people might not have the experience firsthand of being a player, but even just watching these big victories and seeing how pumped up these players are, it's a real pleasure. And I love to be there in that open bracket, cheering my friends on and, of course, plowing through hopefully to victory.
That was very heartfelt, man.
So if you're in the Montreal area or not, make your way to DreamHack Montreal WCS this weekend.
And if you're in the Toronto area, on October 14th and 15th, make your way to the Kings of the North. Yeah,
for sure.
That'll be going down too. So
I was at I played in the season 3 finals. It was a lot of fun. It was a really interesting and fun tournament. You know, you see these kind of you know, non-WCS lands popping up, you know, Cheesadelphia and Kings of the North, and, you know, to a smaller scale size Storm Cup. They're a lot of fun, and Kings of the North is one of the more unique ones. You know, we had I'm actually not. Do you know what the venue for the finals is this year?
I'm not sure.
Someone might be able to. Right. So I know last year we had part of it at this this esports bar that also kind of doubles the you know, like a PC cafe.
Raiders. Yep.
Raiders. And we had the first part of the tournament there last year, and I think there is going to be at least part of it there this year. And then we had the second part in like a movie theater, which is really interesting. That was a lot of fun. So, you know, Kings of the North bringing these interesting venues and interesting tournament styles. We've got the Swiss stage here this time around. Last time we had it was a little bit different. We had the LAN qualifier like the day before, so that, you know, a lot of those players came out and then came to watch the second day, such as myself. Although I actually I was in the tournament for the second day, but, you know, even some of the guys who had been eliminated in the LAN qualifier were there for the second day. So that was a lot of fun. This time we will unfortunately only have the qualified players there for the live event. The LAN qualifier was already played at a separate date, so it's a little bit different this time around. But still a lot of fun.
Content leading up to it. You know, that's what we're
that's true.
Getting to do here. So
yeah, you're gonna get to see all these players plenty before the live finals. Of course, during these Swiss stage matches, and we've got plenty more to go, I believe.
Yep. Indeed, and if they're as entertaining as some of the games that we saw today, then I can't wait. So yeah, man, big thanks though for coming on. It's always a pleasure to have someone that, you know, that knows the players first of all, and then second of all knows the game in and out a lot more than I do for sure. So thanks for lending your insight, my man.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, if you haven't already, definitely check out our sponsors, chairsforgaming.com. Yes, you can use the code ESChamp in order to get $30 off of a DX Racer chair or any chair that they do have over there. And then also our second sponsor, Asus ROG, Republic of Gamers, as they have, I think even just providing like for the actual tournament, the gear and the computers, you know, when we were at that Scotiabank Theater. So they're, you know, running on that. They have a bunch of cool gear there too. And then Maturino for the prize pool. So the players that you're watching now are actually able to have the prize pool inflated even more by using the code KOTN4. You can raise the prize pool for $1 without spending $1. Like, what kind of deal is that?
I mean, that's free money.
It's
literally free money.
Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of cool milestones.
What better deal is there than free money?
Then free $99 is my favorite price for anything. So
yeah. Me too.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Mesh Arena for that. They support a lot of events in this way, and it's really a great platform for tournaments.
Yeah. ESGM for putting it on, and then Joe for doing the observing and production. Much love. Hope to see you guys next time. I'm not sure when I don't know if the next broadcast is after DreamHack or if we're doing one tomorrow. I wasn't sure, but I'm sure that you will know.
I think it's next week.
I believe so as well, but yeah.
Someone's gonna come tell me.
Follow ESGM. Yeah,
I think it's next week.
I should know. But either way, we'll let you guys know. Keep you in the loop. So stay tuned until the next time. Thank you all for tuning in, and until we meet again, I'm Tempo. This has been Poke Bunny to join me, and this was Kings of the North. Much love. We'll see you next time.